Hello, everybody. Welcome to this lecture about Gloria Anzaldua and life on the border. So, Laredo, right? We have an interesting place geographically. We are right on the borderline, right, between Mexico and America. And being as such, we get to experience a unique blending of cultures because for us, we have something like Taco Palenque right across or right nearby from McDonald's, especially by I-35. Um, and it's just this blending where, like, you know what? I feel like having Mexican food. Sure, let me get Taco Palenque. Not Taco Bell. Like, we're talking real Mexican food here. And then, yeah, you know what? The next minute you can be like, yeah, I'm feeling McDonald's instead. Maybe I'll have a Big Mac or something like that. So, you have these two cultures, Spanish and English, blending together, right? Living in harmony here on the border. Now, there are some things that we encounter linguistically that provide some challenges, some confusion sometimes. Like, for example, I spent most of my life thinking that the Spanish word for truck was troca, but that turns out to be incorrect. The proper word is camioneta, right? And speaking of vehicles, to park a vehicle in Spanish, for the longest time, I thought it was, oh, parquear. But it turns out this is not a word either, right? Technically, it's estacionar. But here, living on the border, we create our own words, right? Depending on what our needs are. And living in this community, right, we use them and we accept them. And it's not until we encounter someone from a different region where we discover, oh, wait a second, maybe that's not the way it's supposed to be said. Now, here's another example of what living on the border does to you. So we have Diet Coke, right? And you have Coke Zero, and they both have this ingredient. I am guilty of pronouncing this word as aspartame because growing up on the border, I don't know why seeing that arrangement of letters made me think, oh, I'll pronounce it in a Spanish word, or sorry, I'll pronounce it with a Spanish accent. It turns out this is aspartame. That's the correct way to say it. Now, the proper way to say it in Spanish is aspartamo, meaning I messed up in two languages, which is, kind of impressive actually, and really embarrassing. Reminding me of this kind of feeling right now, like, when will the pain stop? But this is another unique thing we get to enjoy here on the border, right? You have to know the language to get the joke of what this meme is saying. Also, right? Here's another meme involving Yoda. But again, right, this is slang that we are used to hearing here on the border. And one more, playing off The Mandalorian, right? Huge hit on Disney Plus. So we get this unique gift being on the border that, our own language gets made, our own culture, our own ideas, and in this case, our own jokes. Now, here's another subject, another example of the different ways in which conflicting, or not conflicting, but multiple languages sometimes do find themselves in conflict. You had the Super Bowl 54 performance of J-Lo and Shakira, and they sang songs, or Shakira in particular sang songs in Spanish, and it created some controversy. I mean, it was a Super Bowl that people were talking about for different reasons, but one of the issues that came up was people were saying, hey, why are they singing in Spanish, right? There's, multiple articles you can find online about that, but the artists defend this by saying that this country is one of diversity, so they're celebrating some of the cultures that help bring it all together. Now, we have Miss Gloria Anzaldua, who's writing, as you notice, right? She doesn't stick to just English or Spanish. She's very fluid between the two of them because to her both are essential. It's her identity. She can't just cater to one or the other. And within How to Tame a Wild Tongue, you see the struggle she had to go through, right? The shaming she was put through for how she spoke Spanish and how she spoke English. Sometimes we're people on the border, we're not Mexican enough for people from Mexico, and we're not American enough for people who are from northern parts of America. And you're kind of stuck in this limbo world, right? Again, words like troca, barriar, outside of the border region, they may not fly too well or be accepted. So she comes along and she's telling the story of what life is like on the border as it is. living as a person with two tongues, right? Two cultures, right, flowing through you. And the interesting thing about our textbook is, this contains Gloria Anzaldua, How to Tame a Wild Tongue, but it's not just here in South Texas, where we are, that we are covering this book. This textbook is taught all over the country, meaning people all over the nation have a chance to read Anzaldua's story and perhaps come to learn a bit more of what life is like for people here who are living between two cultures, two countries, two worlds, two universes sometimes. Right? Language, it's a wonderful thing that can bridge people from all over, but it can also be used to divide people if it's, shamed or weaponized, right? And these are the kinds of issues we're going to be tackling with our discussions. So that's all I have for now. Thank you for your time.